Okay.
Hi, welcome to Chris and first, welcome to Guide to Being Wrong, and we appreciate you being with us at this time. We in New York City, in beautiful Brooklyn. Um, Today's topic is going to be about why New Yorkers, we live in this beautiful city, a city that now is sounds more like a luxury, that city, but a city that a lot of people are struggling. The number of poor people is increasing due to a lot of things, right? Rent is a big one, taxes, inflation, and jobs we have plenty of jobs, they just don't pay enough to be able to maintain a healthy, good living in this beautiful city, right? What do you think about that?
Yes, like the number of poor people are increasing, and this time, an episode before we talk about immigrants,
Yes, yes.
but this time is going to be mostly
About
about
us, like real New Yorkers, real hot dogs. That's right. Brooklyn. If you're in New York, you have to eat a hot
no
dog.
Queens.
Oh, Queens is that rich. They're like, maybe. Maybe that's good.
No,
What?
Queens is actually more New York than Brooklyn. Brooklyn
The
is
fuck are
his,
you talking about?
Brooklyn is his own city.
Brooklyn is New York City.
No, it's his own city.
It is
Like
New York City.
No, he has his own, accent, way of behaving.
Because everything runs around New York, Brooklyn. Anyway, let's go back to what we need to speak about. Listen, so
Poor
first, let's see if we can hit this in the nail. At least get close to it, right? What is poor in New York City? Why is someone poor in New York City?
I would say anybody that makes 36,000 or less
For a single person.
for a single person.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because we're not talking about families, right? Because that
complicated.
complicates a lot. So we want to try to make it simple. This is someone. Let's narrow it down. Let's say somebody in their 30s, right? Somebody in their 30s making 35,000 a year, right? Which at this time in their life we would think that should be independent, right? Live on their own, having his or her life, right? So that's what we focus on, right? Someone in their 30s making 35,000 a year in New York City, and that we consider poor. Why are they poor?
So, uh, America itself, right? Most of them have a history, like a family history of pretty much struggling, and they don't want to actually take I wouldn't call it a real job, but a job that would pay more, or they don't want to study anything that would pay more because they don't want to leave the bracket that would put them out of the services.
Because of rent. Because that's how the system wants you. Don't you think the system wants you to stay there?
No, at all. No,
You don't think so?
no, at all. It's just a bad system, but it's not like intentional.
But it is a system, though.
Yes.
You just said it. It's a bad system,
It's a
but
bad
it is
system.
the system.
Yes.
Okay. So
But
how can we improve it? Because it's a system. Regardless if it's a good or bad, it's a system. A system that is in place to keep you there. That tells you, don't go over this line, otherwise you lose your Medicaid, you lose your food stamps, you lose your help with your rent, you lose all these
But
things.
now you're talking about like they want them to be poor.
No, I don't think nobody wants to be poor.
No, the government wants them to be poor.
I think the government wants to keep them there.
No,
You
at all. What happened is that they said this is the line where if you are under this line, we will give you food stamps, or you will get all of these things, right?
Yeah.
And then you have, like, let's say, for example, a couple. That there are so many people that instruct their kids how to get food stamps, for example. And they explain them, like if you make on paper more than this amount, you can access to all these housing or.
Let me ask you something. What is the average rent in New York City right now? The average one-studio apartment.
Where?
Let's pick. Let's pick the cheapest place in New York City, which is always, of course, nothing bad because I love the Bronx. I go there all the time. But The Bronx is considered the cheapest from the 5 boroughs. The Bronx is the most affordable from all the 5.
I thought it was like 2,500.
In the Bronx right now, you say a one bedroom apartment, right? Is 2,500 in the Bronx? No, I don't think. I think that's too much for the Bronx. I think one bedroom apartment in the Bronx right now should be around 1,700. 1,700. Okay. Now I don't know how good are you with the math, but
you're not talking about a basement apartment, but like
I don't know. In a building, in an apartment,
no, there are no $1,700 apartments there.
In the Bronx?
No.
Okay. Let's say that they are. Would you say there's more or less?
It's 2,500
okay.
or more.
Okay. So I'm going to say 17. Let's just, you know what? Let's keep it 15.
Okay.
Just for the sake of argument. More or less, okay. Maybe not in a great neighborhood, but 1,500. One little bedroom apartment, 1,500 in the Bronx. Now, if you're making 35,000, how much are you making every 2 weeks? What, $900?
And
$1,000? Right? I don't know. I mean, I'm talking out of my ass.
You make you're making 50.
If
you got to make like 750.
One thing, if you're making 35, because we're talking about 3,500. I mean 35,000 a year. If you make 35,000 a year, how much are you making every 2 weeks?
I would say like 660. That would be the number. 660.
$650?
Yeah.
Every
2 weeks. No, 1,200.
1,200? Okay, that's after taxes, right? Okay, 1,200. So one paycheck doesn't even cover your rent. So you need like a paycheck and a little more. So technically, because you get paid twice a month, right? Every 2 weeks. Most people get paid every twice a week. Most people, right? So 1,200, let's round it off to 2,500, right? That's what you get a month. And your rent is 1,500. So let's say that gives you 1,000 left. 1,000 left for transportation, food, your basic expenses, and your hygiene stuff. It's not enough.
Absolutely not.
That's what you put. You literally are living paycheck by paycheck. That's why we say paycheck.
That's what a lot of people are doing now. This thing of actually like you have a whole family in a condo apartment, not even bedrooms.
Yeah, but how can
a studio? That's what I mean.
What can be done for this person? I don't give a fuck about families. I'm talking about one person, 35, in the Bronx. What can we do for this person to get some air? Because honestly, the only way that you get out of poverty is that some of your money, at least 10% or 15%, has to go for savings. Meaning that you actually have room, like you get money to spare, that you can actually put it to the side and save. Because that.
But my answer is not, you're not going to like it. I think that the government spends insane amount of money on programs, right?
Yeah.
That they benefit the programs.
Of course.
Right? They actually, people don't get nothing.
No, you're 100% right. I agree with you. I agree with you. If people don't realize all these organizations that claim that they're going to help, they spend more money on payroll than the money that they're actually going to use to help.
It's not even just payroll. They pretty much buy from themselves, let's put it. Right? Corruption, pretty much. Right?
Yeah.
So, I think New York spends $35 billion a year
in services.
Well, this is mostly like homeless services, right? And you could be building houses for these people. You can be building apartments, buildings for them.
Yes.
Right? But the government refuses to directly help.
And you don't think it's by design? My take.
No, it's corruption.
My take has always been
that they want them to be poor.
That the system wants it. That maybe they don't want it in a way like we like they specifically say it, but in a way they want it fail, so it stays like that.
No, they don't want it fail. If tomorrow.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You say that they don't want it to fail.
No, they don't.
It's been failing for 40 years. So let me ask you something. How stupid can you be to keep doing something over and over and over and over again with no results, and you're going to keep doing it over and over. So you're going to tell me that they're not doing it on purpose?
Yeah, I have to introduce you to this friend. It's this politician guy. That you're going to be like, there's no way he's that stupid. But he looks like a nice godfather or something.
Is he a millionaire?
Yeah, very, very rich.
And now we know why.
His wife is a judge.
Well, now we know. Because I've never seen a politician that is not poor. I mean, they're all poor at the beginning because they tell the people, oh, my struggles just like yours. And then a year later, they're millionaires.
$40 million.
And nobody goes to jail. I mean,
nobody goes to jail.
Nobody. That's insane. But yeah, they want to put you in jail for stealing a freaking banana.
So what happened is, United States has way less than.
So this person that is 35, that is struggling, is living paycheck by paycheck, and you're telling me that the millions of dollars that we pay in taxes, when I say we, like everybody in New York City,
it's not helping them at all.
It's not helping them at all.
No.
So we should just say, should we just give this person a check? Should we? Should we say, listen, we added all the services that you're supposed to get, and since they're freaking dumbasses programs that don't work, we're going to give you a check for $750 for the next 5 years.
But that would be way cheaper of what is happening.
So let me ask you this: would that make the person less poor now?
Probably not. Probably not.
So no matter what we do with this person,
no, absolutely. No. What we need to do.
We got free education. Anybody can go to trade schools or free college, right? We have also that alone is huge, because before you had to go to college. I remember. I joined the service just to go to college because
and because you love United States.
Of course. Hey, listen, that's something I always wanted to do. But when I graduated high school, you either had to be very smart to get a scholarship, or you had to pay for college, or you joined the military. The military at that time gave you 4 years of college. The GI Bill. But here and there and here. So you're saying that right now, this 35 person sitting in the Bronx.
So what Camila Bardem for him is first. New York is crazily divided, especially Brooklyn. Like Queens is way better than that. But Brooklyn is just for poor people or rich people. There is no middle ground there. Right?
So let me ask you something.
So
go ahead. Finish.
So what I'm saying is on the poor areas, right, that are crazily dangerous, we should have if other areas can be clean, right? We should have these areas beautiful, like basically clean them, give them beautiful parks, cleaning the streets, and it costs more to clean them, just invest there. There is no reason that New York should be so dirty in this huge area. We do need the government, investing in trees. You go to rich areas in Brooklyn, Cobble Hill, right? And you would think that it's like a forest if you see it from the front, from above, right? Or you see like a satellite photo, it looks like a semi-forest. But then when you go to a project, there is no trees. There is no reason of that. We should have trees. We should have, just beautiful parks.
So we should give them trees.
No, I'm saying not just that. I'm saying make the area beautiful.
I think
that will benefit. Security.
I think that we should.
Don't you think we should have there should not be even one corner in New York that is dangerous?
I think
we should put police everywhere and make sure that everybody feels safe in New York.
Listen, before of course, those are great ideas. I think, first of all, anybody that is born in New York City deserves to live in New York City. This is your home. No one should kick you out from your home. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, before we start talking about fucking trees and birds and fucking dogs running around the streets, we should make housing affordable.
Totally. And
Okay.
how you make
And
directly build, the government should directly build housing.
the biggest
Not pay
threat,
other people to build
the
housing.
biggest threat for low income people, and we're still talking about this 35-year person living in the Bronx right now, is that this person cannot even afford to get sick.
Yeah.
Because if this person misses one paycheck,
well, and
it's done.
On 35, he will be under government health care.
So
let's say 38. He's out of that.
Let me ask you this. Should we have forgiveness? And they do have this. Believe it or not, they do have this. Because I have a friend of mine that told me about it, that she did it and they did give her the money. Because there's a program in New York. And of course, all these things.
What is the program?
All these things are not for, there should be billboards everywhere. So there's a program in New York City. I forgot what it's called. But like if you miss a rent, like month of rent, because
they pay you.
Because you got sick or
had
an accident.
Or
No, but this was even before COVID. Like if you got into an accident or something happened to you that you couldn't, there was like a death in the family, and you had like a big expense that wasn't predictable, like it wasn't in your plans, and you miss a month of rent. You will ask him, hey, I need a month of rent to catch up, and they will give it. There's an organization that will give it to you, as long as you can prove that you know something happened. Hey, listen, something happened and I need help. And that should be for people to use. And that, to me, that's a great thing. Now, how many times they help you, I don't know. I think there's a limit.
Also, somebody that is in that situation, when somebody builds an apartment complex, right? They say like 100 apartments. The city pretty much take like 10 of those apartments, and they pretty much give it not for free, but crazily cheap rent through a lottery system. So please, if you are listening, you can Google this thing. You have it's very easy. Lottery housing in New York, and there are so many programs, so many lotteries that you can put your name there, and it's easy to get it. No, but if you constantly put your name in all the different lotteries that keep coming out, I think the average is like 2 to 3 years. You will get elected. You will be selected to get one of these apartments, and now you can. A friend of mine got one. This lady, she actually got an apartment. She could not even believe it. She got this apartment on the city, beautiful one. And they don't even tell the other tenants.
Is she 35, living in the Bronx?
No, she's much like a 50 poor lady.
Okay, 50 poor lady. But we're trying to get this person that is in the Bronx.
So he should be applied for that.
But let me ask you this: if this person could barely afford a $1,500 apartment a month.
No, these apartments are for like $700.
Oh, $700?
No, these are like.
So let me ask you something.
No, you thought that market price apartments.
Should this be posted everywhere?
Oh my God! Like it is. Everybody that there's a huge number on people applying for this thing, right? But that's another point that I want to make. I think like 90% of the people that apply for these apartments get rejected because the application was wrongly done. So if you're going to apply, please reach your community. I wouldn't call it the city hall, but those little, like your representatives, they have those offices, they will help you in this. It's so important to fill up the form in the right way, so you will be, as I said, 90% of the applications get thrown away because they forgot to put the information in the right way.
You know what I think. Listen, this is what I think. There's a lot of things that have been done. But I think there's a lot of also information that doesn't get put out. And I think that, when election time comes, everybody, I get every day I get something stupid in the mail about somebody running for office, and they just throw stuff. I don't understand if they can do that. Why the government? When I say the government, I'm talking the our government, which is the New York State government, cannot send every. It has to be done every year, like every 3 years or every 5 years, the book with every
Services.
benefit and services that New Yorkers have.
That is a huge problem.
You know?
Scholarships. You
Yeah.
have to see like the number of scholarships that are not being claimed
So
is insane.
let me ask you something.
You're totally right. There is this lady that works on.
So you don't think it's done by design? You don't think that listen, politicians do this. We did this and we did this and we did this that nobody knew about. But now they could run their mouth because they did it. They signed a paper. They just put it to the side, and nobody knew about it. But because it was out, they said, "Oh no, well, we did it. We put it out." I mean, by law, this is me. This is my personal take. By law, the state of New York should mail every citizen of the not citizen, sorry, every resident, anybody that lives in the city of New York, a booklet with all their benefits for anybody to apply. Because that's the only way that we can help millions of people.
Okay, they don't do the guide thing that you send like a booklet or a little list of every service that you can get. But the government does put crazy amount of course they are doing it in the wrong way probably, but they do put a crazy number of social workers. The schools, the schools have these people that they pay to pretty much go there and explain all the scholarships that they can take. I mean, they do try to guide them, but it's a very difficult.
So one of the problems that we have is that in the services department, what I notice is that paperwork. Okay, paperwork, and I get it because you have to make sure that there's no fraud, and you're giving it to the people that actually apply or deserve the help. I wouldn't say they deserve, but that actually qualify for the help, right? But websites are very confusing for a lot of people. Okay, they want you to click here, click there, take you to different places.
That is the thing with these, the application
Yes.
for the.
And a lot of people get frustrated, they don't know, and they just give up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I always said books are better because it's there, you read it, the form is there, you fill it out, and you mail it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the greatest person with computers. I'm not because computers are the worst. Half of the time I have to ask my kids, "Hey, can you fill this out?" I have no idea what the heck it is. So, and I use computers to work. And I still have problems. So I can only imagine some people, and mainly older people, that will have such a hard time with these things. And the problem with just doing things online is, if you do it wrong, it just says deny, decline, do it again, or sends it back to you.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at it like, okay, so what do I do now? I think that the state, there was a time that you could just walk to any Social Security office, and they will go through the benefits and all this stuff for you. There were times that you can walk to an administrator. Right now, New York City has hundreds of thousands of rooms, office space, of people that used to do these types of jobs empty, completely empty.
Yeah.
These people now are doing work from home, answering a phone. When the person calls, they put them on the wait for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. And then when they get on the phone,
yeah, they should be.
It's a problem.
It's a huge problem. Like poor people in New York. It's not the thing that you think is by design that they want them to be poor. I think they just don't care.
I want to also add something else that I just mentioned about the New York City, because New York City, a lot of employees are still working from home, and believe it or not, that has hurt the poor more than the rich. I mean, it has hurt everybody. But what I'm trying to explain to you is this: most people are poor, like the person making $35,000 a year, right? When they start going, the hundreds of thousands of people are not working now in their offices. So the coffee shops, the restaurants, all these places that were in these areas closed down.
Yeah.
They closed down. You know, people that had a skill, people that worked there, people that used to do the barbers, the hair, the selling items, all closed down. Why? Because the city decided. And the thing about it is that yeah, in a way they're saving money. They say saving money, but they're still paying the rent of these buildings. You see what I mean? You're still paying the payroll for the person working. You're still paying the rent. And all you did was created a problem because now you go to some of these places that used to be full of people, people that used to sell a product to the people that work in these buildings, and now there's nothing there. There's nothing there because the building is like they used to have 1,000 employees, now maybe it's 100 or 200. And all these restaurants that were around it closed.
Of course, there are so many jobs that are going to be taken by this AI, for example, that is probably permanently going to keep them out of even trying to start in a job.
So how can we protect this guy or this lady that is in the Bronx right now, making 35, because that is a target. Because that is a target. That is a target. That is a target because every group age is different. Every group age has a different world because the person that is 35 in the Bronx making 35,000 is not the same person that is 20 making 35,000. It's not the same, and it's not the same as somebody that is 50 making 35,000. It's not because each one has his own different world. Each one has his own. Each one has different choices, different challenges, and different solutions. But this guy that we're talking about, this lady or guy or person or whoever it wants to be, that is 35 right now in the Bronx, paying $1,500 a month for a tiny little room in a not even a good neighborhood, an okay neighborhood, and he's basically living paycheck by paycheck.
Somebody that is already 35.
Don't tell this person that he's doing and that's it.
No. Somebody that is 35 still has a chance. In that case, I think the government should directly help them. Not to somebody that is 20, but somebody that already 35.
What is the biggest problem that this person has right now?
Housing.
Okay.
The government should give them housing.
Can this person live? Can this person think about having a family?
At 35, making 35, I mean, probably if he finds somebody, he finds somebody. But it's very difficult to survive
right. I mean, unless
the government should have housing for these kind of people, not like a Section 8 or anything like that. No, look, there is this house or this apartment now it's yours. You don't have to pay taxes, the $800 taxes or $1,000 taxes, but it's now yours. You can use it to build wealth. You can just live there. It's up to you. Like somebody.
Let me ask you something. When you make that decision,
the government or the.
Yeah. So look. So you're 35. This person is 35. Because that's what we talk. 35. So this person already went through high school. At least, right? Went to high school.
Probably.
Now,
yeah.
This person had the choice of whether to go to school or went to college or not go to college or go to trade school or not. Maybe this person couldn't afford. Maybe this person is being poor his whole life.
Okay, generation.
Right? Generation after generation is there now. Is a person that at least tried to stay away from trouble, no drugs abuse, no alcohol. It was born poor and he's on that track, right? He's on that track. So now, can the government give him listen, we're going to do this for you. And after that, you're on your own, or the government should say, I see where you are, and we're going to fix you in a way that you can live your life without worrying about this.
Yeah, they should do that. Honestly, I mean, the problem that now people are going to talk about socialism or communism or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But we need people that are in that situation, right? To have a better life, so they can make a family,
So let me
they
ask you
can
something.
build
But
something.
no, let me ask you this. Wouldn't that encourage other people
After that's a huge problem.
not to
Not to do.
improve,
Okay,
get
so you
better?
have somebody that does that, and they're gonna give him a house, right? What about somebody else that did the right thing, that oh, he didn't, he went on drugs and ended up in the same situation. Now, all of that are huge problems.
Yeah.
You can call destruction of society when you implement those things, but at the same time, if they are spending $35 billion on homeless, right? And, I mean, they could just build houses for everybody. Don't you think that building apartment complex? Uh,
You know, I remember lumber.
mhm.
And believe it or not, I didn't think it was such a bad idea. Oh, honestly, I did. I actually was like, you know what? Hey, that is, why not? People hated it because they said, oh, you're trying to put all the poor people in one place. But
I remember
What
that.
Bloomer wanted to do was, you know, the Navy Yard?
Yeah,
Now they made it to a movie studio.
yeah,
He wanted to make the entire Navy Yard into low income residence.
totally.
Like affordable, so
Mhm.
cheap that anybody could live there. Like
Totally.
if you didn't make more than this, you will have the right to
I
live
remember,
there.
and they were saying, "Oh, you want to box all the
Yeah.
poor? That's going to be crazy."
Yeah, you want to put
dangerous."
all the homeless and then you're creating a city for the poor and the homeless and
Another
the
day.
criminals and all that stuff. It was like, but at least you're gonna have a place to stay. At least you're gonna have something they could say, "This is mine."
Yeah.
You know. And I was like, I didn't understand why people were like, "Oh my God, I don't know what you want to do."
The government used to build houses, like it used to actually be in the housing business. And there are in Brooklyn there is a huge area by the hospital, the not White Coat Hospital, the big one, what's called the
Kings, Wyckoff? No, Woodhull?
Woodhull.
Yeah, no. All the way in the back,
All of
yeah.
that is they gave it to the military. They were selling it that time for like 35,000.
Yeah.
40,000.
Actually, I remember they built a lot of houses. They used to build
Government,
they built a lot of houses as a lottery for low income. Like you had to sign in for the lottery. I remember because the down payment was only 8,000, and the houses were like only like 50,000, 60,000, and it was yours.
But now they changed the way. Now the government does not want to go because of corruption. They said that is to protect corruption.
No,
they don't want to build themselves. So they give it to this other guy that comes and takes everything.
You know
and nothing is left.
the problem with the housing, and I don't want to get off too much of the topic, but the problem with the housing all around the country was that for most of the time, people buying houses were regular people were buying a house. But when companies and investors started buying the properties, the prices went so up because of now the people buying it were people that were investing in houses.
I mean, corporations
but again,
apartment building, that's okay. But not in one single family house. That should be illegal. You agree with that, Alito?
I agree with that because housing is a right. Everybody should deserve a house. Now, I'm not saying that everybody deserves a mansion, but everybody deserves a healthy, clean environment area to
If
live.
he would have done that, they would have let Bloomberg take the NYers. I mean, they didn't want to do that because also that area is actually beautiful now. In that time, it was kind of shady.
It's actually really
But,
beautiful.
they already have plans to all the waterfront, all the.
That area is really beautiful now.
No, they already have plans. They want this.
The Navy Yard was empty for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a dump until they started building around. And then when Bloomberg came out with that idea, just to shut them off, somebody bought it. It's a movie studio now.
It's many of them. If you go there now, it looks like a little Hollywood.
Yeah. It's a movie studio. They're making movies, TV shows, and all that stuff. And they say that way it will generate more for the city.
Rich people.
But what it did was give the rich more rich money. But that was a great idea. That was a great, and this again and again, I keep telling you, is by design. They wanted to keep it
Okay,
like this.
in this place, yes, there is no
Okay.
one to have.
And this 35-year-old person right now sitting in the Bronx is still going to struggle because they wanted to keep it like that.
There is a lot of that.
Okay, and sadly at this moment, is very little to do. I do believe that the government can do a lot more. I mean, it should do a lot more.
But people are no, they are not with no any resources, and I think that this is going to sound stupid, but the most important thing, right, is voting, because everybody has the same time. Every rich people, poor people, everybody has the same amount of time.
So
Time is universal. It's the great equalizer, and voting. So please,
yeah, vote, register, vote.
register and vote, but don't vote for. First, do not vote for you just because
Someone that looks like you.
somebody looks like
Yeah,
you.
listen to the ideas. Listen
Yes,
to the ideas.
and the idea don't have to be sweet.
Yeah.
Like I was telling this to my cousin, and I said, look, if somebody's going to get divorced, right, that person is going to look for not the sweetest of the lawyers to represent them. He's going to look for the toughest lawyers that they can find to represent them, and they should do that. They should have the person that is going to be the toughest. To be your representative. In the election, it's exactly the same. Don't vote for somebody that is too sweet or innocent. If somebody looks innocent
I think that anybody that just promises things that you know
is a lie.
Is a lie.
Don't just, of course, I don't want our show to look like that. We go around telling people what to do.
No, we don't.
We cannot just ask you.
Yeah, no, this is an opinion show. We just give our personal opinions.
Yes, but people
of how we do. People
voting is the most powerful.
It's actually you're right, and don't waste it. It's your right.
Mm-hmm.
But so just to finish our conversation, this person in the Bronx right now with is living paycheck by paycheck, should demand because you shouldn't be asking for something that you're paying because you're paying taxes. You should demand.
At that price range, I mean, at that salary range, he's not paying that.
So let me tell you this, and you're right because
but he deserves it. That I totally give you.
I get it. I mean, at the end of the year, you do get some money back, but I tell you this, okay? Every citizen, every resident, anybody that lives in here and is part of the society and is part of what makes us New Yorkers deserve a healthy, mentally and clean environment to live and housing. Housing, a place that you can go to sleep at night and feel safe. Okay, that's a basic human right.
That's what I'm saying, and that is one of the other important things. The government have to provide safe, security.
Yes.
To enormous areas in New York, and I love New York, of course, but there are enormous areas in New York where you cannot even go in the day. But like at night is like you go at night, you are not going to live.
But this person here, which probably has to work every day, deal with this, and most likely cannot even take a day off because you have to make sure that check keeps coming, right? Has to have a backup. You have to have somebody telling them, listen, don't worry for this because we're going to cover you for this because we get it. Not everybody is built the same. So hopefully, hopefully we get there, and I do have hope that eventually we will find ways to get there because everybody deserves to be treated with the rights and right, and also the main thing is to have something over your head that we call shelter, right? Everybody deserves to be able to go to sleep at night. In a sound, healthy, safe environment.
Food is another
food.
Food is another big problem that
because sadly right now
you think that problem I think you and I agree that pretty much like the big food corporations have taken over the grocery stores, and now you can even get healthy food there. Everything is
Well,
they call it ultra processed.
well, and one of these problems that this person has, that if you're paying, if 60% of your pay for the whole month is going to rent, and you have to pay your phone because everybody needs a phone. That's the only way that you're still in touch with the world. And you have to do your laundry. I mean, this is the basic necessity. You gotta do the laundry. The Metro card is like $130, $40 now a month. Okay, you have to keep your hygiene, meaning that you have to buy shampoo, toothpaste, soap, toilet paper. I mean, this is the basic. We're not even talking about going out and eat. Okay, we're talking about the basics for you to still function in that society. Okay, and I want to tell you this: with this person in the Bronx 35 right now is looking at the numbers and he's like, man, I cannot afford this today. I cannot afford this. Maybe next month. Okay, so for this person, there has to be something that needs to be done.
And something real, no?
Because I'm sorry, just to finish my thought.
Sorry,
Okay, just to finish my thought. This person is New York. This person is a New York. This person is what makes us New York. You know, and he's part of an entire society.
Okay, and society should try to make the life of that person better. But nobody is, I would call it, it's not stupid ideas like that. If he will go to a medical school and become a doctor and then
no, that's a dream. That's a
none of those stupid ideas, you know, like that. No, that person like it is.
Of course. Yeah.
Not try to fix that person.
Yeah.
That person is but it's broken. No, maybe it's not broken. Maybe that's his life.
Yeah.
And maybe he's living the best way that he can.
Yeah.
The system has to like there's no love for them, you know, like that. If you love America, how can you have this huge area so destroyed, so horrible?
Yeah. Well, listen. Thank you for listening. This is Chris and I on Guide to Be Wrong. Thank you. This is a long topic. I mean, we could talk about this for hours, and we're going to keep talking about this because
I have to keep teaching.
Because the truth of the matter is, we picked one specific group, but somebody that is 20 is in the same boat, somebody that is 50 is in the same boat, and let's not even talk about someone that is 70 years old right now in New York City still working because otherwise cannot live here. You know, so that's a way other topics that eventually maybe we're going to touch about. But right now, thank you so much. Please subscribe so you can keep listening to our mouths. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.